and the ancestors are looking out for us. God Hayes is exposing them, man.
Okay, you see that chair right there? See how big it is?
Yeah.
Now look at the Pope chair under it. Scroll down, look at the Pope chair under
Never have it been made so clear.
Young TV. Young.
We running the game right now.
Young TV.
Time to take over.
Young
We the hottest in the game. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you just not tuned in.
TV.
Share, like on your Instagram, Facebook.
Young TV.
If you tuned in, we broadcasting live from 2030, baby.
Young TV. Young
Taking over the game, baby. Oh yeah.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Young TV.
Get them likes up in the air, you heard me?
Young TV.
Ride by. Hotel Islam.
Young TV.
Assalamu alaikum. Flow lesson.
Young TV.
Your ego and soul can't digest the same meal. Your ego is fed off inflammatory rhetoric. Your soul is fed off pure, unadulterated truth and love. They don't eat the same thing. Right? So don't fill me with inflammatory rhetoric and try to stroke my ego. Right? When I'm trying to build my soul, because you become an obstacle in my path and you're going to get stepped on. Everything that I be doing, I know what I'm doing. But the people that's trying to figure out what I'm doing, they don't know what I'm doing, and they driving themselves mad trying to figure out what I'm doing as if they don't see me doing it in real time. Everything that I said, I produced. Receipts. They don't know nothing about the kinds of war till I brought it up. Now, people starting to produce more receipts on top of the receipts that I already produced. When I came and I said we was already here, I wasn't the first one said it. But because I tied together so many other people that said it before me, that I'm not basing it on pulling something out my tail and blowing the smoke up in the air. Then they know, wait a minute, he knows something, but I don't know what he know, but I know everything that he's saying is checking out. We writing a new reality as we speak by changing the perception of those who had been duped. Right? And so once you realize that anything that's biblical is a post 1492 invasion doctrine. And the Torah was written after the New Testament because the New Testament needed a backstory. So they went back to the hieroglyphics and they rewrote the story and gave us a backstory. But they don't follow that. They follow the Mishnah and the Talmud. They don't follow the Torah. That's for the backstory of the Christians. Because you need the Jews to validate the Christians. And then you need the Muslims to validate them both by all going to war with each other in the big old game of ring around the rosy. They all holding hands. They all in bed together. You didn't know that the highest imam in the world was the Pope. You didn't know that the highest rabbi in the Jewish community was the Pope. You didn't know the highest authority in the Christian church was the Pope. How did he get to be the highest ranking out of all of the three monotheistic religions if they not related? They got a church in Vatican City. They got a synagogue in Vatican City. And they have a masjid in Vatican City. And they trying to tell y'all to choose a side, and they are in bed with all of them. They got a primary bank and bank reserve vault in Vatican City. For the bankers to do banking with priests. Because banking is a priesthood. This is why they use Babylonian money magic as the ritual of the priesthood in order to monitor the flow of the energy of the egregore. And that's why that's the current that you see. It's the dye marker in the water. It's a side, but it ain't the sides they telling us. It's the side of right and it's the side of wrong. It's God's side and then it's everybody else's side. God about what's right. And all of them other people keep coming in my video and under my post talking about what's your nationality. I'm a sovereign. I'm superior to a national. Don't ask my nationality again. I'm a sovereign. From the land, of the land, by the land, for the land. And for the people of the land. I ain't nobody's national. I'm nobody's citizen. I'm not a corporate asset. But I'm a corporate liability to all of them people that's leeching off our people. Go back and read the continuity of government document again so y'all can catch up to where we are. We in the reconstitution of government final phase. As the power structure shift, jurisdictional supremacy will shift, but we have to follow this path of redemption that the ancestors laid for us. And if you don't know what it is, it's above your pay grade. Because all of them gave a piece. And you don't know how to put it together, then sit your tail down and watch the master while he works. See, we sit here and we won't, and we won't, and we won't, but we don't want to do nothing about it. We want everything in the universe to fall in our lap so we can say we manifested something. Manifestation requires assertion of energy. Why? Because if the energy doesn't move, the manifestation is delayed through stagnation of energy. This is why Paul told y'all faith without works is dead. That means that if you believe something gonna happen, but you do nothing to make it happen, you just believe it in vain. You have to put in a certain amount of labor effort, what we call due diligence, according to your level of comprehension and understanding. Do the best you can with what you know, to each one teach one something that you know is tangible. That's all you can do. As you learn better, you're supposed to do better. And if you do better, you're going to eventually start to teach better. Because that's part of the mission. As a human, we pass information to other humans in order to weave an understanding of what's taking place according to who sees the problem best. How do you know who sees the problem best? The one who sees the problem best is obligated to lead by ancestral decree not because he want to be the leader. And when he put in the front, it's like Rudolph. Rudolph ain't the oldest reindeer. He ain't the biggest reindeer. It's just a reindeer that can see through the fog because his nose lit up. Right? And if you go straight up the bridge of your nose, you hear your third eye. It's all reverse indoctrination. They tell you the story backwards for you to flip it. This is called flipping the Lucifer lens. When you understand that your optics already flip everything to give you the illusion that you right side up, when you walking upside down and you don't even know it. So your optics gives you the impression that while you in the upside down world, that you really in the right side up world. Yep, the nose knows. Right, so we got all of these leaders of distress, including mine. I have a particular talent based on my childhood upbringing and my later education and learning about so many different subjects that allows me to be able to look into a situation and see things other people cannot see. Right? It's a show called The Pretender, where he could study a subject by reading up on the subject, and then he come out and then he can exercise that skill he learned from the study in real life. Everybody can't do that. A lot of people read a lot of books that tell you about how to do things in life in order to solve problems, but they can't translate what they seen on the paper into what they see in real life. I see them owls. That's Black Girl Magic. That's the Rudolph knockback on the Hooters flip, on the owl face, on the night journey, on the 420 flip, on the turnaround, on the West Coast turnaround. It's a 550 to a big 50. So it's a 50 over 50. Right? That's 100% on the knock to the knockback. So when the message come in, you flip the code. The code is just telling you how the brain is processing information, and if your intuition is intact, you follow the information to the source of the flip. So they call it knocking when somebody flip. When you get a response, that's a knockback. Right? When you flip the mirror, you show something. Flipping the mirror, there's a rule that says same but different. So you got the different clans knocking across the land to free all of the chiefs. And the more who understand what's working energetically, the more can contribute to the work energetically. This is called taking control of the great egregore that we've allowed society to dictate unchecked by rogue legislators. Right? So when you delve into strategy, you got to also look at cause and effect. Because when you're talking about, excuse me, so when you're talking about reading what the energy is on the spirit, you translating signs and symbols. The signs and symbols come through. When they say a dragon, he spit like a dragon. That's what it means. A dragon is a master of verbal communication, where the words that the master say can actually illuminate your heart chakra. And they also call that being bit by a dragon, because once you've been bit by a dragon, you waking up, right? It's like the comparative analysis. Imagine you fighting a T-Rex and that sucker, and you waking up early in the morning, and then he all of a sudden bites you. How quick you wake up to realize that you in a real fight for your life. That's a white owl on the 420 knot, on the 2012 knot to a knockback off of Dragons in Flight. That's the master's knocking. That's what the seventh trumpet is, the seventh master, the master of the sevens. That's the flipping of the lime. The lime is the seven upside down. The circle seven is the seven right side up, right? So the seven and the seven flip seven off of master seven. So that's the 777. That's a divine man. And the divine man is going to tell you that the queen mother seat is 13. 13 makes a bee, and the bee is in flight, and the bee lands on the honey pot, and the honey pot is a air, and the air is a hare, and the hare is a bunny, and the bunny is hopping, and the hopping bunny is an Easter bunny, and Easter is Esther, and Esther is Ishtar, and Ishtar is Inanna, and Inanna is Isis, and Isis is the queen of heaven and earth. Hail Mary, Ta Mary, the land of Mary is the land of Isis. Ta Mary means the land of the mother, the great mother. And as the great mother rises, they say that the star rises in the east, an Eastern Star reference. And the 13th floor is to conceal the fact that they don't want you to know that anything dealing with the number 13 is taboo, because it's dealing with the divine feminine and the rightful heir to the rightful seat of the great mother. The 13th seat of the zodiac, Tawaret. Right? So all of these things is hieroglyphics in motion. Your reality is written and it's lived as active hieroglyphics. I call it hieroglyphic animation, but the modern term for it is artificial simulation, because you take your mind and you manifest the reality that you all agreed upon, but you don't take the tiny details, the intangibles that comes with a bunch of people believing the same thing. It's going to manifest something, but it might not be what you think. But the person that created the source of the manifestation know what they compelling you to manifest, while you manifesting it on their behalf in your ignorance. They've taken control of the great egregore. But we at Event Horizon right now. We beyond critical mass. The people woke. The 144,000. That's one angel sent, right? And the angels come to redeem the righteous from the throes of the wicked. What was the wicked doing to the righteous? Bondage and servitude. Debt is slavery. Capture them in debt and put them in bondage. Deceive them into believing they free the whole time, continuously deprive their bottom dollar so they can always stay in your servitude, and they can't never work their way out of the condition. It's not designed for you to work your way out. It's designed for you to wake your way up so that you can help everybody else get out. We not trapped. We trapping ourselves. The great Amen spell, telling your inner God to remain unknown while you all the time waiting for somebody else to come and do your work for you. And that's how you know can't nobody clear your karma but you, because that's why you here. Your karma is your life purpose. You here as a result of all of the generational good and bad accumulations, and you are the answer for the good to correct the bad, or the bad to overtake the good, however it happens. Karma, the balance, must be found. If you don't find the balance, then you can't unlock the gates. The gates is only locked because the balance is out of order. And as long as the balance is out of order, then the people are struggling in distress, trying to figure out why are their life falling apart. Their life not falling apart. They just following the script of the person that told them to not put their life together. So now they following the edicts of the ones that told them not to put their life together, and they the ones responsible to put the life together for them, but it ain't the life they want. This creates an automatic innate anxiety of being here. Why are you here? What's your purpose? Have you ever asked yourself that question? Right? Have you ever wondered, why in the heck am I here? Who brought me here? Somebody conjured me up, or I wouldn't be here. Your generational development across family lines is what conjured you up. The way that the people before us live, good or bad or indifferent, it does not matter. We are the sum total of everything that preceded us in order for us to produce something better than us for the future. This is what they call standing on the shoulder of giants, right? Because you've taken everything from the ones before us, whether we believe it or don't believe it. It goes into the analysis group in order to determine if we're going to perpetuate it or interrupt the pattern. In the Emerald Tablets, Tahuti say, life is cycles within cycles. And he who wishes to break free must break free of the cycles. What is he talking about, breaking free of cycles? Because everything is cyclic, it's patterns, it's fractals, it's binary code, it's Fibonacci sequence, it's sacred geometry. But they all doing something different at the same time, which gives us the illusion that life is life while we live in it, and all the time it's just a simulation in the game of the gods. Some of us remember doing this multiple times. Others think this is their first time here. Right? Peace, fam, peace. And when you look at greatness, one of the side effects of achieving anything great is you're going to create your hater committee, your detractors, the ones who feel like they entitled to what you work for whatever they reasons that they concoct in their head. It don't really matter, right? They want what you got because they feel you got more than enough to give it to them. No, it don't work like that. If I choose to give you something, that's my choice. You can't make me give you anything. You can't take nothing from me. You might try to take something from me. But remember, I'm always on my business. I'm in my lane, handling my business the way my mom and my daddy taught me, and having never failed me. So when you come in my lane and become a speed bump, don't get angry with me for rolling over you while you jumping lanes into something that you know nothing about. I'm going to always take care of my business first, and then I'm going to have recreation. I don't care if it take me 10 years to take care of my business. I'm going to tend to my business before I have recreations. Once my business is taken care of, I'm going to have all the fun I can. I'm going to probably try to save some in the jar for the people that ain't there. I'm going to have so much fun, it's just going to be rolling out down the street. But business is going to get took care of first. It's not. Yep. Take family business personal. It's family business. I'm just here handling my part of the family business I was assigned. And like they say, I just take family business personal. So don't take it personally that I take family business personal, because I'm serious about my family. Therefore, family business becomes a serious matter. And I'm not taking sides with none of the family. Either I'm going to help as many of them as I can help, or I ain't going to help none of them. I'm either going to help all of them, or I ain't going to help none of them. I'm not going to half-ass it. Mama said don't half-ass nothing. If you going to half-ass it, then don't put no ass in it at all. So I'm not finna half-ass it. My daddy said, what's the sense of starting something if you ain't going to finish it? Right? So the marathon continues until we finish putting these tribes back in a jurisdictional supremacy position as the caretakers of the land, the guardians of the women and the children. These characters is going to bump straight. But remember, I told y'all, watch the chain reaction. Ain't nobody finna escape, and it's finna pick up pace over the next couple of weeks. Right? Watch the chain reaction. Your mouth gonna hit the flow. Because you can't keep sacrificing righteous people in order for you to keep your dirt covered up. We are not on this watch that we on now, we don't accept the sacrificing of the innocent for the redemption of the wicked. We don't accept that. That's automatically rejected on this watch. You can go ask Abraham Traore. He gonna tell you the same thing. We not buying it. We come in teams all over the world. Right? Go to South Africa. Ask Julius. I can't say his last name. Malamandea. But you know what I'm talking about. Go watch Winnie Mandela's funeral and you will see what I'm talking about. Because if the wind would have blew that day, they was going to tear it up. Julius said, Mother, let the wind blow. It's a gust of wind and we know what to do next. The sky ain't never been so whatever they was doing for a heart, they wasn't doing it that day. Unless they was making the weather be still, because it was serious. Yep. That's my guy. They all over the world. Most of them is the women. In Haiti, right? Even though you have the sons of Dessalines out front, they being guided by some women. Haiti is being reclaimed by women. But we all see the men out front because that's their job. That's their position. That's what they supposed to do. When the women and the children in danger, we supposed to tear something up. But we can't tear nothing up because we so infiltrated, we don't know who to protect and who throat to cut. We don't know who to push off the cliff and who to pull back up. This is bad. They look like us, but they ain't us. But you watch how they move and they tell on themselves. But they move and organize like never before. And this is the last stronghold. We just not going to put people in danger just to say we accomplished a goal. That doesn't make sense to me. I told the Empress that we got to fall back. We got to find a different avenue we can't work with them people that's infiltrated, that got that many black devils fighting against a righteous brother in distress. All the time they out here trying to keep the other parts of the family from getting him out. They just have no regard for his suffering and his struggle. And that's very foul. That's foul. They see, look, I'm gonna give y'all, I'm not gonna call no names because I don't know these people. I don't know none of them. But let's say, for instance, the ones who wanted to hold on to Nuwabian when they became Sabian. And they see the Sabians appear to be moving to support Malachi release, the Nuwabians will get in the way, attack them. If the Nuwabians start making a move to go get Malachi, then the Sabians will start getting in the way, blocking, right? So if the Washita Moors start making a move to go see what they have to do to get Malachi free, you got Sabians and Nuwabians blocking them. So they always blocking each other at every turn. And while they doing this, the old man suffering. All these brothers is suffering. Right? All of them suffering. But everybody is collecting money and out for selfish agendas and selling their products and whatnot and using his image and his likeness, and they capitalizing on his intellectual property. They printing books, but they ain't giving him a cut. They putting books out without giving him a cut. They not sending nothing to him. Only certain people has been sending him the stuff, the whole time. Ain't all of these new people that's coming in that's getting wealthy by reproducing the works of this man, right? They not doing nothing for him. But every time all I did was say he should have been out and read his release orders into the public domain and got attacked from so many different angles. I don't know who these people is. And then how you gonna work with somebody when you don't know where the infiltrators is, because that's not your camp? Malachi know who all of them is by name, birth date, tribal position. He know them all. He just ain't gonna say nothing right now, because he want to see who's paying attention when the masters is speaking. Are you really listening, or are you going along to get along? Are you trying to trade your slave master and get you a chief so you could be his slave? Don't none of the chiefs want you for a slave. I'm going to tell you that now. We don't like ass kissers because we ain't kissing no ass. We don't want you to do no ass kissing to us because we not finna kiss nobody's ass. That's just the rule. Yep, Mumia Abu Jamal. Look, that was out cold. The police killed his partner and whopped Mumia upside the head with that stick. And that's why the other cops say when they pulled up, he was sitting there delirious. He ain't know what was going on, and he was sitting on the curb. The other cop killed his partner. Dirty cops. You know, they don't want you to know that, though. And he used Mumia as the fall guy. That's that New Jersey knockoff, them Canadian geese. That's the side of Shakur, T-neck flip off New Jersey on a Black Girl Magic. I'm ready to come home. Wrap this stuff up. I'm working on it, Asada. I'm working on it. This Malachi thing is heartbreaking, though. For somebody to put that much work in to wake their people up, and the ones that they love the most betray them. That's painful to watch. It's painful to observe, and it's painful to review for the people to know what's going on the land. Like that's hurtful. Anybody that care about the suffering of others looking at this would be disgusted, ready to puke. It's a whole lot of them we infiltrated. We infiltrated. Look, I'm growth and development. I'm under Larry Hoover. I'm trying to give aid and assistance to a fellow comrade in the struggle, Malachi York, and I don't know what that's wild. Yeah, Rashad, he part of the program. See, this why I keep telling y'all, watch the chain reaction. Cause what's gonna get Rashad out is when the setup come out. How they played that setup to sacrifice him for somebody else to have a music career. And like, we not gonna see this. Right? And so remember this, self-sacrifice is the highest form of sacrifice. In order to do the most good, sometimes you got to endure the most suffering. No, there's not two of me. It's just one of me. But I'll be moving like a team, so people be thinking there's more than one of me, but it's just me. I just be moving like that. And it's the reason why I be trying to avoid public functions as much as possible, because I'm watching how this system move, right? And what we seeing going on, wow. As you talking about, Bobby, you talking about his son that turned out not to be his? You talking about that baby mama? And the brother said I seen his baby mama get a GoFundMe for $100K. I know that ain't 100 million K. It gotta be 100K. Yeah, that's amazing. Wow. Hey, take me a picture and send it to me on my inbox. That's a receipt. Look, these people is sacrificing people. Using the alchemical law of equivalent exchange, they was using righteous people to sacrifice in order for wicked people to reap the rewards of their wickedness at the expense of the suffering of the righteous. Y'all gotta remember that. But watch the chain reaction. Diddy ain't going down. He's finna expose something. In the chain reaction, one of the people that is going to be exposed gonna blow y'all mind. Because we didn't had words. And the sacrifice had to be repeated to find out if it was valid. And show as poop stank. They turned around and tried the same MO. And it didn't work. It didn't work. And the soldier, Big Mama sent in there, her celebrity mirrors WWE Jade Cargill. When you watch her, you see how the girl moving on the spiritual realm. Then you will see why the moves is being made. But you got to put the pieces together from there. I can't tell you everything. But I can give you a clue to let you follow a lead and give you the opportunity to see what I see. And once you begin to see what I see, you will realize that the separation is not even 6 degrees. More like 3. Because somebody was a procurer. And they stole the wrong person's name and they got put on blast on the halls of shame. Now, I'm surprised that this magazine cover story ain't blowed up yet. But remember, everybody that claim to be a reporter is not a reporter. Some people use press passes in order to get access to celebrities in order to do human trafficking. Yep. That baby, that Carter girl. They say that's Tupac's daughter that they kidnapped when she was young in order to traffic her. I don't know if it's true, but yeah, her name Ali Carter, I think. But that's the kind of stuff they do to the chosen heirs. If they know you're a chosen heir, go, if you want to know about Hove, go get that 444 album and listen to it. He's telling you something, right? He's telling you where the keys at. He's telling you 444 mean the angel on the post, right? He's telling you something. Yeah. That's heartbreaking what that girl been through, but she ain't lying. Everything she said. Oh, well, it wasn't an official COINTELPRO operation. It was a sacrificial industry operation, but it was created years ago, the template by COINTELPRO on the sacrificing of the artists for the other artists. If you want to see, all you got to do is watch how the industry works. They always sacrifice one artist before they inflate another one up in a place. And that's so that they can't outsell the new artists. They also got something that they call shelving, where they take a guy like Rakim or Black Thought and then sign him, and then they'll never let him make an album, but then they'll go put out somebody else that don't have half of the talent or skill set. And then they will put the promotional machine behind them so that you would think that this the best that hip-hop have to offer. No. Brother Jay, go listen to Brother Jay. He's telling you your African root science in song and lyric. Go listen to Rakim. He's telling you the 5% perceptive analysis so you can get their tribe's understanding of the lingo. Go listen to Black Thought, that son of Philly, right? He ain't no average spitter. When you listen to these guys, you got to know that they also code flipping. Hip hop is old tribal code flipping. If you go to YouTube, type in Gopher Indians underdog, and you're going to see how they made mockery of the rappers, where they had a little Indian on underdog. He's supposed to be rapping, but he's talking about Igadaka Bukadaka Dikabaka Boo. Gibberish. Mumble rap. As it was in the beginning, it always comes back full circle. One thing about them tables, they don't stop turning. And my mama say, turnabout is fair play. If they done it to you first, you got the right to do it back to them. Except you can't start no war. Right? You got artists all over the country with skills, and they promote trash. The artists came out and told us about the industry meeting in '91 when they said they'd take control of the music industry, the rap, and steer what the people is digesting as the music on the drum beat. So they're using the music to turn us against ourselves. So what happened? The evolution of rap happened. The rappers started mumbling. Why did they start mumbling? Because the industry is controlling the narrative, so they can't really give the report they want to give on what's going on in the hood, so they so know to conceal it in mumbles. They even got cartoons about us mumbling. They made cartoons about us mumbling, but they making fun of us, but we think that they just punning us. No big pun intended. Spitting bars. Right? So you got that Puerto Rican prince up there with that rapid fire verbals. And then all of a sudden he just dropped dead. Come on, man. Biggie, a rap phenomenon. Sad affair. But when you look at the controlling hands behind the scenes, no. They similar but different. Rosicrucians and the Templars is different. Templars became known as Vikings, and over here we call them Hell's Angels. Nomads on the land that was given the jurisdiction authority by Big Mama to roam as nomads when they was riding horses. Now they ride steel horses. And when the tribes give the call, you're going to hear these motorcycles rumbling across the land. They coming. They already in treaties with vice lords, with stones, with crips, with bloods. Somebody had to be wise enough to stop the bloodshed, because we was being used to fight against each other. You got to go back to the 70s. You got to go study who was the Weather Underground. Right? We don't know this stuff. If you don't know who the Weather Underground is, then you won't even know about the Black Liberation Army. Then you won't ever even understand what Joseph Sinkyu was doing. Then it's going to really confuse you that Charles Manson never told nobody to kill nobody, but they all pinned it on him because he didn't want to start a race war. Right? They've been using us against each other, and the whole time they look like us and they ain't us. That's sad. And only the ones with pale faces that hold key positions in government get to see the real dirty players. And they all get shocked when they get there. They all be surprised. They never thought that the leaders of these secret societies was some crispy, dark, nappy-head, red-eyed Negroes. And when they looking at them, they saying they look like they don't even have a soul. Bobby Hemmett called them human artificial. Then go back to what Bobby Hemmett said. He said, "Hey, was it long for that cracker? They was it long for that cracker? They came in with original creation." Right? Look, Charles Manson, Joseph Sinkyu, was trained by the best friend of Jim Jones, who was a CIA MK Ultra trainer, handler. He went into San Quentin in the early 60s. Both Joseph Sinkyu was trained by him and Charles Manson. He told Charles Manson how to use LSD and mushrooms in order to use it as a controlling mechanism by influencing the perception of the youth who's taking these substances. Whereas Joseph Sinkyu was trained in military operations and military control tactics, right? So they using two different MK Ultra methods of control. That's so that they can appear to be trained by two different people, but the same person knew both of them. The original writer of MK Ultra mind control was a guy named Dr. Esther Brooks. Esther Brooks developed a hypnotic technique where one person can be implanted with a message for another person and never know he delivered the message or that he had the message, and the other person say a key word, get the message, say another key word, and the other person don't know he gave it to him.